Hello and welcome back to another tutorial on distance education with your DistEd librarian Mark Bragdon. Here we are back at www.lib.unb.ca to take a look at how we would find an electronic journal or sometimes print journal in our holdings and how you would access it, search it, and if available find some full text. In this case you have a couple of options, and the one I want to explore here is to search our Quest catalog directly for electronic and print journal holdings. So once again, the default here is UNB WorldCat, and we're going to switch to Quest. Punch in a title. In this case we're going to put in Modern Language Review, and I believe we want Canadian in there too. I'm going to do a browse search, so I'll hit starts with and then choose periodical title because we're looking for a periodical. So Canadian Modern Language Review comes up. There's also another record that looks suspiciously like it. This happens quite often in the catalog, that we have a number of records for a single journal. My preference is to start with the first one and work your way through them if you can't find what you're looking for. So among the things it tells us here is that our electronic access is from volume 61, 2004 onward. And if we look at some of the other holdings information here, it tells us that it's also available in Hill Stacks, so we have this journal in print as well. And down here it shows us all the print holdings, and it goes right down to volume 1. In this case, as a distance education student, if you were looking for something that was not available electronically, and this record seems to indicate that that may be the case if you're looking for something before volume 61, then what you do is submit a document delivery request. In this case, why don't we go in here, clicking on electronic access. It takes us to Project Muse, which is the journal provider online for the Canadian Modern Language Review. It gives us the current issue as well as a list of available issues. So it's telling us it goes back to volume 61, number 1. The interesting thing here, however, is that if we were to conduct a search here, let's just put in something like French learning, and this search box will only search this journal. The default sort is by relevance, but if we were to click, say, date earliest first, it's going to rerun our search. And what I've noticed in taking a look at this before making this tutorial is that in actual fact, despite what the holdings indicate, we have access all the way back to volume 1, number 1. And whenever you see a PDF version link here and click on it, it will take you to the full text for that journal article or whatever the case may be. So we can see that it's all there. I'm not quite sure why in the catalog it's telling us that we don't have that access, but it's evident that we do. So I'm going to submit a trouble ticket so that the record indicates what we accurately have access to. Now another place you can go to search e-journals, I'm just going to go back to lib.unb.ca, is this Journal and Newspapers tab. And here we could have done the same thing. The reason I like to click starts with in a browse is if you get something wrong in your spelling, it will place your results in an alphabetical context. So we can see here that it's giving us a whole different array of options than the Quest record we just looked at. And that is indicative of problems in our own record keeping that I'm going to look into. That's why I prefer to go to Quest directly. It tends to be the place where any changes to records based on changes to our subscriptions are reflected first, if they're reflected at all. In this case, we saw that it was a misnomer. So using this example of the Canadian Modern Language Review, we can access it through the Quest catalog, like toggling to Quest here, using a browse search, punching in the title, and searching by periodical title. Ciao for now.